to catch the essence of who he was and what he was trying to accomplish. And I thought that it did that. And again, going down and having seen it, have gone several times, have taken my family, have taken groups. That's not the impression that people walk away with that I have been in conversation with.
Mm-hmm.
And I would agree with Richard, and I think the individuals who had concerns about the quote, I can't suggest that they're misplaced. I would just say that Dr. King stands for more than just quotes. For generations who are unfamiliar with Dr. King, that may be an issue, but I think with the information that's available at the monument itself, the store that's there, you can find out more about Dr. King. So if this conversation is going to entice individuals to seek out more knowledge about Dr. King, then let's have the conversation. But at the end of the day, I think we need to move forward and see the monument as just a symbol.
Right, right. The mission statement on the monument website says that it's to commemorate the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. by leading a collaborative funding, design, and construction process in the creation of a memorial to honor his national and international contributions to world peace through nonviolent social change. Does it do that?
Absolutely. If you go down to the monument, as I said I have done, just to walk throughout the environment, to read his words on that granite, and as I said, the way it's designed, it brings a level of peace, regardless of what you have gone through. I was born in the 60s, so I have experienced a little bit of what has happened with Jim Crow and segregation. So it calms you. It allows you to understand, regardless of what you've been through, there is hope that we will be better as a people.
Maurice?
I would agree with Richard. Going to the monument, again, it's a symbol. It's a symbol of the civil rights movement. And being there, having an opportunity to sit in some of the reflection areas throughout the monument, it does bring a calming spirit. And I think that's one of the reasons why the organization decided to move forward with the weekend, because so many people had made a way to get there for that particular weekend. Mm-hmm. And going back to what I originally said, it's just one of those things where we weren't going to be turned around, sort of like the marchers in the civil rights movement. That we weren't going to be stopped. And also going back to the issue with the quote, it's like the quote isn't going to stop us from having this symbolic representation on the mall. Right,
and one of the common things about the monument too, there's the waterfalls where the quotes, many of the quotes are going, and it's between that and the cherry blossoms, and it's just it can be a very peaceful place to be, even though there are a lot of folks there. It can really be a very nice, a very good, peaceful place to be. Now we talked briefly about the involvement of Alpha Phi Alpha, and as the driving force for the building and constructing the monument. Let's take a listen to Reverend Bernice King, Dr. King's daughter, and thanking you brothers for what you did.
For everything that you have done, for the sacrifices that you have made. We thank Brother Harry Johnson and the Memorial Foundation for their tireless efforts, and for all of those who supported this monument in any form or fashion, all of the contributors, corporate contributors, but we thank every individual contributor who found a way to donate to this memorial to make this a possibility. So let us all just give a hand, first to you all, Alpha Brothers, and then to Mr. Harry Johnson and the Memorial Foundation and all of the contributors to this great foundation. Thank you very much for your work.
I was wondering, in your opinion, what is the significance of this monument, having it dedicated to being the first monument on the mall dedicated to a person who is not a president and a person of color, an African American? Richard?
Well, I think the significance for me is that it gives an opportunity for my children, the next generation, to understand and to see that perseverance, having a goal, having determination to want to change a people and to change society does pay off. Who's to say that what was set as far as the trajectory of putting only presidents on the mall was the right thing to do? The right thing to do was to honor individuals and people, I think, that have changed the America.
Mm-hmm.
And Brother Martin changed America.
He certainly did.
And I think, for me, this having the monument shows how far the country has come in certain areas, how far we're willing to accept individuals, accept diversity, diversity at this particular site, but it also says that this is a symbol of hope as to where the country will go in the future. And I just think that's something that we should all reflect upon and find the goodness in that particular issue with the mall. I mean, with the monument.
Right. Yeah, this monument seems to have a lot of a great sense of responsibility to it, and people are looking for a lot of things from it, and that indicates how powerful it is, how important it is to many folks. I was wondering about the dedication, the week going back to October 16th, when the monument was dedicated. What was your most memorable moment from there?
For me, it was just an opportunity to be with other members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, but not just the members, but also other contributors, individuals who contributed to the monument financially, either contributing by asking other individuals to contribute to the mall, to the monument, just going there, being with other workers. Some individuals didn't have any money to give, but they actually participated in the civil rights movement. And seeing some of those individuals there during that particular day in August, it was priceless.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough question, but it's a good question. I think for me, and like Maurice said, the camaraderie with the brothers. But the most important, again, when walking up on to the mall and seeing those three pieces of marble and him coming out of that, it's just breathtaking. I mean, there's nothing else that you can say about it, whether you believed in the movement or you didn't. It's just an awesome sight to see. And again, just the way they designed it, in essence, for you to walk through it, to reflect on your own individual situation as to what you're doing, in essence, to improve the life of people.
Yeah. Was there a sense of, yeah, we did this?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. There was a pride in it to say that collectively these brothers came together with others that are not necessarily brothers, but we came together for a collective purpose to make something happen, and truly the outcome of it was awesome.
You know, one of the interesting things that I remember about the weekend, it was actually during the dedication process as we began the walk from the area where you initially saw on the screen where there was a reviewing area where there were various speakers, and then we walked down the street to the actual monument itself. And during that particular walk, you know, all of the alphas are walking, and there were other individuals in the area visiting some of the other monuments there, and all of a sudden they just moved to the side and allowed the alphas to walk down the street as a group. And I heard individuals who didn't know any of us, but they were shouting out congratulatory messages to us, and these individuals started clapping for us. It was men, women, people of color, non-people of color, small children, and maybe the children didn't really know why they were clapping as much as the adults, but you still saw that there was a sense, like Richard said, of, yes, this is something that we did, and this is one of those moments where we were proud, not only as members of Alpha Phi Alpha, but also as members of the African American community.
Now, have you guys gone back? Well, you mentioned that you have gone back several times.
Several times. I've
to-
taken a church group with me, some of my staff, which I had to let them see it and expose them to it. I've taken my family back to it. And it's just an awesome thing to see. So I would say to everyone, go out and see it at least once.
And how about you? Have you been back?
I have not had an opportunity to go back, but it is something that I hope to do before the summer rush.
Right. It gets pretty busy around that time. And watch out for parking. That's the other thing, too. You just make sure you plan ahead of time, because it's a great monument to see. It's a great way to memorialize Dr. King and his efforts there.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to thank you both for joining us here at Del Valle Now. Richard and Maurice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you for coming.